This is a pose because you are now tuned in to the baddest podcast out there, road. People, this is the Millennial View. And you know who I am? You know who I am, right?
I know who he is. Do you know who he is?
They gotta know who I am because, here what people, I am your host, Sprint Ravers. Yes, dancer, teacher, gamer.
He do it all.
Yo, it's all about the talents, people, but talent over hype, you see? Big up Chanel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, drop a comment below because it is important to have that discussion with your friend and people. I am lost for words right now because I feel like I had to climb mountains. I feel like I had to climb mountains to get this guest on here. People, this individual right next to me, lovely host. This is Reaching Your Potential's own OT full time.
You gassing it?
I'm gassing it?
Just a little bit.
Yo, listen. My always have for iPop, my guess. You see? But, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Millennial View podcast, Ambeezyy, as I call her. You guys may know her as Amber, but Ambeezyy. Welcome to the show! Yo, welcome to the show, man. It is a pleasure to have you on the Millennial View. This is a big collaboration here.
Facts.
Yes, so she hosts a podcast called Reaching Your Potential. Do you want to explain to the people what that podcast consists of?
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks, Sprint, for allowing me to be here on the Millennial View podcast. So the Reaching Your Potential podcast is specifically towards occupational therapists, but it's for anybody that's wanting to know what the profession is about. So occupational therapy is a health profession where the goal is to allow your client, patient, whoever, to reach their fullest potential in the things that they want to do, the things that they need to do, and they should be doing. And those are your occupations. Occupations can be from getting up in the morning, getting dressed, eating, bathing, toileting. Basically, like, the options are endless. So I'm going to make sure that my patient's able to do those things with assistance or trying to get back to their prior level of functioning. And in the podcast, I'm just talking about my experience now as a new practitioner, as an occupational therapist, and kind of giving you guys like a backstory of how I got into OT, giving some tips and tricks of how to pass the board exam, which is like a whole nother story. But also what I've been doing is specifically for the month of February is inviting Black OTs into my podcast. So,
big up to the Black OTs out there. Black History Month, you know what I'm saying? Black excellence about people.
Exactly, because it's not that many Black OTs in the profession. It's predominantly white and female. So I was able to invite some Black OTs who are OT students, OT practitioners, or just who have even been in the profession for over 10 years. And we're just discussing about how it feels to be a minority in a predominantly white profession. So it's pretty much a whole bunch of stuff in one podcast, but I enjoyed it a lot.
You said is predominantly white and female. So yeah. Is it like almost rare that there's males in the field as well? Really?
It really is, like, especially Black males.
Like, interesting. Because you know, in the school that I work in, the Summit School, my first year there, you have the OTs in the building downstairs working with the students. You know, I see the students, they like play ping pong and them thing there. And it's like, oh, well, this was this what OT is about. Like,
yeah, I mean, like, especially working in a school setting, the OTs are doing a lot of play or a lot of fun activities for the kids because you have to kind of encourage them to do therapy. Because most of the time, you're like, oh, it's OT time. They're going to say no, or I don't want to go. So you have to kind of make it exciting for them or enjoyable.
Right.
And you have to play like ping pong or play with Play-Doh, silly putty, play with marbles, a board game.
Yes.
But you're still working on like fine motor and some other stuff, you know, to make it exciting.
So you acquired a full-time position as an OT for a company called you know she know what I'm gonna say. Yo, she know exactly what I'm gonna say. You acquired a full-time position as an OT at the company called Fox. I'm not talk Fox 5 people, I'm not talk Fox Sports, me I talk Fox. So share with us the experience that you well, not the experience, share the reaction that you got when you saw that acceptance letter into that company.
So that was one of the first, I guess, OT positions I applied for after passing my exam, and I just wanted to get into the field right away. Also, I have a huge passion for working with the older adult population, and I wanted to kind of start my career with that population. So I was applying different ones, whatever, and I saw a position, and I was like, okay, like, it'll be really cool if I could work there because it's in Queens. I don't have to go like outside the boroughs and everything like that. I got the interview. I did the interview. They seemed to like me and all that stuff. So after that, they were asking me, oh, like, you can start in January. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Then they called me a few weeks later and was like, hey, are you available to start in December? And I was like, what? And previously, I was working at this other job, which we're not even going to talk about because I was just stressed out with that job.
That's what I was laughing about, to be honest with you.
That job was just too much. I had to work on weekends. Nobody should be working on weekends.
Do you want to tell us where that was located?
Nah, I'm not. You don't need to know about all that. But like, if you know me personally, you know that I hated that job. It made good money though, but like, sometimes it's really not all about the money sometimes.
So it's my understanding that you're a graduate at Ithaca College.
Yeah.
Class of 2018.
Yes.
Big up class of 2018, and you received your degree in OT. So what is it? You got a bachelor's and a master's in OT?
Yeah. So it was a 5-year program, and I got my bachelor's in occupational science in 2018, and then I stayed another year and got my master's in occupational therapy in 2019. So I graduated twice, back to back.
Back to back. Yo.
Back to back.
See, that is an accomplishment, people, because you want to know something? I wasn't doing no damn grad school. I'm sorry. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I never really, like, struggled with education or anything like that, but, like, yo, I just felt like after the undergrad journey that I had, I just couldn't take it anymore. And, you know, when you're in college, I feel like when you're in undergrad, you really, like, find your true self.
That's true.
So, let me ask you this, like, were you always, like, aiming to be an occupational therapist even before undergrad? Like, throughout high school, was that on your mind that you wanted to be an occupational therapist?
Nah, not at all. Like, I didn't even know about occupational therapy until my sophomore year of college. So I transferred into the program my sophomore year. I actually wasn't planning to go to grad school either. I really was trying to avoid grad school at all costs, but for OT, you have to go to grad school. And I was just lucky enough that my school had the grad program, so I didn't have to reapply. I didn't have to take the GRE. That's one thing I didn't want to take either. So, no, it all worked out. I saved a year, too.
That's interesting because when I was
thinking about it?
Yes, thinking about going to grad school, I saw something called GRE. I'm like, what the fuck is GRE? What does it stand for? Graduation Requirement Exam?
Something.
I don't know what that
I didn't look at it because I knew I didn't have to take it. So I had friends that had to take it to go to grad school. But because the program was like a dual program, you didn't have to worry about that.
Yo, so I was like, wow, I am not taking no damn exam to fucking get into a grad program. Yo,
like you already take the SATs to get into school.
I already got the damn bachelor's, bro. Like, just look at that.
Look at my degree.
Look at my credentials that I've done over the past 4 years. Why do I have to take an extra exam just to be accepted into a program? You see, and I feel like that's like the biggest problem in our society. Like, people like to look at numbers to determine our intelligence, bro. Like,
that's so true. Like, even for like OT, in order to be an occupational therapist, you have to pass the board exam. And it's so annoying that you have to take, and this is like for nursing school, doctors, all the lawyers. You do all the schooling, and you still got to take a freaking exam to become a part of this profession that you work so hard for. Like, you're already spending mad money. You're spending so much time in school. Now you got to pay extra money for like study, like what? Like studying resources, tutors, to take this one exam. And if you got to take it again, you got to take extra money. It's just a mess.
How was the studying process prior to the boarding exam for OT? Like, was it intense?
It was so annoying. Like, you have to spend so much time to study for a good amount of time. And then for me, I had to take the exam like multiple times.
Okay.
So, like, I already talked about this in my podcast. So, I had to take my exam 4 times before I passed. But, like, it wasn't a knowledge-based thing. It was more of a strategy thing. So, for the board exam, the passing score was 450. I was, like, missing the mark by, like, under 20 points. So, I was like, what the hell? I was so mad. So, I came to the notion that it was more strategy based, and I was putting a lot of pressure on myself as well. So putting a lot of pressure on myself and I was like very overwhelmed with the exam, and I was stressing out more of the exam versus enjoying the process, if that makes sense. So once I kind of dialed down, I was focusing on my fitness and stuff like that, because the pandemic also canceled my exam. So I had to wait 5 months to take it. So during that 5-month hiatus, I just like worked out. I was just focusing on my fitness. And by the time I retook it, my mind was so much like clearer. And I had more confidence to take the exam. And I passed like with flying colors.
Flying colors.
Flying colors.
And when you saw that score, what was your reaction to that score?
Yo, like, I like, who can I tell right now? I was in the gym, actually. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I get the email, and I'm like, oh, should I even look at it? I don't even know if I'm like, shit, I'm going to open it. So I opened it. I was like, oh, sorry, pass. I was like, okay, who can I call? Like, I need to call somebody. I need to go home and tell my parents. So I didn't even cool down or anything. I didn't stretch. I just left the gym.
Down.
And like went straight home. And I'm like, guys, I passed. And I like was texting like my friends and everything. Like, y'all, like, you don't understand. I've been waiting so long for this.
Yo,
it was really God.
And then when you told me about it, I was like, yo, proud of you, yo, cause I know, because I know you told me about, you know, the intensity in studying for it, and it's like, yo, I mean, I'm not an OT myself, and I'm not studying for this particular exam, but it's the principle that you're preparing for something that you want to do for life.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So she had to overcome an obstacle in order to be, you know, accepted as a full-time occupational therapist. You know what I'm saying? And again, we're all proud of you, you know, for what you've accomplished over the past couple of months and acquiring a full-time position. And yo, the fitness now I want to touch up on.
Okay.
Thick and fit.
Yo.
That's her fitness page on Instagram.
Go follow it though.
Right. No worry. I'll go put it up.
Right, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So Thick and Fit is her fitness page. So I don't know if you guys know the Thick and Fit saying, but her page is Thick and Fit because she named Ambeezyy. You see me? So you see the catch in it. So how did that start? Like, how did you what tools did you gather to start that fitness page?
All right. So one of my friends from upstate was telling me like, yo, you need to make a fitness page. I'm like, I'm not trying to make no fitness page. Like, I don't want to be like the generic person like, oh, I'm going to record myself working out and post it. And, I didn't want to do all that. But he's like, nah, like, you will be really good at it because you did track, you're hella thick, and you're fit. Like, you got core. Like, your abs are, like, banging, and you did track. Like, people will follow you. So I'm like, but what will be my name? So I was just, like tweaking back and forth. I'm like, I didn't want to be, like, body by blah, And I was like, okay, I'm thick and I'm fit. Thick and fit. And I'm like, thick and fit. I was like, yo, I got my name. We're going to make it happen. So it happened to be April of last year that I started the page. So in the midst of the pandemic and stuff. And I was just doing my home workouts and whatnot. And from there on, like, I was just gaining followers. I was doing this other, like, workout challenge type of thing. They'll do a 4-week challenge each month. And they kind of saw me a little bit. And they're like, yo, can you be a lead? I was like, a lead for you guys who are, like, have, like, over 200,000 followers on Instagram? I'm like, all right, cool. So that kind of gave me a platform to work out and get more followers as well. And then when the gyms opened, the rest is history. Like, I just got back into the swing of things, doing my heavy lifting, powerlifting, plyo work, core work, whatever. And that's, like, basically my content. Training like an athlete, that's, like, all I know. Like, we both did track. So that's how we lift. That's how we work out. So, and a lot of people, they're attracted to that type of content. So that's what I do.
Listen, fitness is life. Whether you're a current athlete or retired, like, fitness was never, like, leaving in my life. You know what I'm saying? So it's good that, you started up a platform that promoted fitness. And when you said, people were actually watching your stuff over the pandemic, you never know who's watching.
Yeah. You
never know who's watching. So, you just keep it up, and then, you get more network, no more collabs, And then now you had a boot camp recently.
Yeah.
And, you were basically the alpha in that boot camp. So, the alpha, the leader, the teacher, the instructor, whatever you want to call it, you was running that. So, how did that feel to, like, teach? It's like teaching a class, basically.
Yeah.
Right? How did that feel that you were in front of, many people that want to achieve, like, the same goals as you?
I mean, it was really dope. Like, shout out to Rashida,
Big up Rashida.
Like, because me and her, we did together.
She named R&B
right, R&B. See, I'm about to help her out too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was my idea in December. I was like, yo, I really want to do a boot camp in January. And I told her kind of about it, and she's like, yo, like, do you mind if I collab with you? I'm like, yo, like, you will be the only person that I would love to collab with in terms of fitness, because me and her, we train similar. So when we were kind of throwing ideas out on Instagram, like, who would join, either in person or virtually, a lot of them were like, yo, like, we would love to come because I want to train with you. I'm like, all right, like, we got to make this happen. So we made it happen in January, and it was so dope. Like, the amount of people that showed up, I was like, there's no words to really explain how excited I was. It was just like a boost of energy just going into, like, the boot camp. Everybody's energy was high. Everybody was, like, ready to work out. Everybody died at the end, honestly. Like, but it was awesome. Like, everybody's energy was up there. Like, it was on 100 the whole way from the beginning to the end. And a lot of people are like, yo, when's the next one? Like, I'm coming through. People that missed it were like, yo, I'm tight that I missed it. I'm like, see, I told y'all to come. Yo, I told them to come. So we're planning the next one pretty soon. Things are in the works right now, so it's very exciting.
Yeah, true. Yo, I swear, like, I don't need no boot camp because I'm not even trying to style you. Like, I just don't feel like I need it because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, just come to support.
Yeah. Cause it really doesn't cost anything to support.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to trace back to the OT, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and you said, yo, like there's like no males. So
Yeah.
that's interesting because there was this one guy that worked at the school that I was at, and white male too.
Oh.
You know, so I had asked him about yo, what do you do? Like which class do you assist? He said, oh no, I'm not an assistant. He says I'm an OT, and I was like, OT? I said, OT. What is OT? Not out of town, not overtime, occupational therapy. And he says, and I was like, oh. And then that's when I was thinking, I'm like, was that a program in U Albany? I don't think it was. Because I at least know like majority of the programs that are there. Like the school that you attend, you at least know the majority of the programs that are there.
Facts.
Right? So, and then when he explained to me what it was, and then I was like, oh, okay. And then you tell me about it, and I said, oh, well, I have OTs at my place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I don't know nothing. But so you're also a track coach as well, right? You coach at what is it? A charter school?
It's like an independent school.
Independent. So, what? When did you like start coaching there?
That's a great question. I started doing that 2019 after I finished OT school. Okay. I wanted to at least have a job coming back home and something that's not strenuous. So I was like, I love track. You know, let me see if I can find a track job. So. Found a school out in Chelsea. They were looking for an assistant track coach. I was like, might as well apply, you know, see if they're interested in me. And the head coach is also the head coach of City College, too. So he had, like, both track jobs, which are pretty dope. So, black guy, and...
Wait, what's his name?
If you say, I'm going to burst out laughing.
I can't remember his name. Why can I not remember his name? With the braids.
Nah, not braids.
Not him? This is City College, right? Unless he probably cut his hair. I don't know.
Maybe.
But he's
He's mad tall.
Yeah, but now I think he had injured himself and he can't like run anymore.
I'm not sure. I mean, like he did like Olympic trials and stuff like that.
Does he wear glasses?
Here and there. He was a jumper.
It must be a new coach then.
Okay.
I really can't think of his name. What the?
I was like,
I want to say Andre.
Nah.
But no, alright. Oh.
Same as Demetrius.
You gotta show me a picture.
Alright, I got you. Yeah, because like, wait, you know him? I'm like, nah, that's crazy.
I don't even remember. I went to QCC. So
true.
Yeah, true. And then it's funny because the coach at CCNY freaking hit me up, was like, oh, I'd love for you to come run for our school. And I was like, oh, well, I'm thankful for the offer, but I'm not interested.
Right, like I'm
you gotta be professional with it. You can't just look on it and say, yo, fuck off. You can't do that, bro.
You can't burn bridges because you never know, you might need them in the future.
Don't sound go along, you see. and that's another thing with jobs too. Like, you be careful with what you say, because if you apply for a next job that asks you for a recommendation letter, you can't ask that in that previous job, because you're telling them fuck off.
You can say that like in your head, but like not to them.
How many times have you said fuck off to an employee in your head?
Multiple times. I mean, like, I'm sure all of us have. You know.
What were you doing before OT? Like, where were you working? Like, did you have like any side jobs, as like, you know, mall jobs?
I never worked in a mall. I never did retail. So I guess I can talk a little bit about the job, but I'm not gonna say where exactly it was. So before my OT job, I was a contact tracer, and I would have to go to people's houses and tell them that they had COVID.
You had to go to their house to tell them that?
Yes. So, it was annoying because like my job was known as the community engagement specialist, and the first people will call the person's house, whatever. If they don't answer, they will contact me and like, hey, like we've been trying to reach this person. We need you to go to the address and to confirm this person lives there, and also let them know that they have COVID. And I'm like,
right.
That's a lot. Like, how do you feel like a random person knock at your door, confirm, like, hey, are you Amber? And I'm like, yeah. Okay, well, I'm just letting you know that you have COVID and you should quarantine for 14 days. Like, how do you feel about that?
Yo, no, I could not do that. What the hell?
Like, some people like, no, that's not true. And I'm like, well, it kind of is, and you have to quarantine. And I feel so bad because some of these people are just like, they don't want to hear that.
They don't.
And it was like in the midst of the pandemic where people were really getting COVID too. So it was just a lot. I was just getting stressed. It was just too much.
Jaja. Not what I said, Jaja. But I was just like, you feel like you're a delivery boy.
No, that's literally how I felt like. And if they didn't answer the door, they would say, make a second attempt. I'm like, I'm not making a second attempt.
Make a second attempt?
Yeah, so you have to.
Yo, if I'm not once, I'm leaving. This is not ding dong, bitch.
Right.
Not them call it, right? Big up the one of my friend there where they played that game there back in a what grade 5. Yeah,
grade 5.
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
My God.
We play that game though, but
no.
Yeah.
So you have to leave a letter. So I'll just leave a
wow,
letter.
no way.
Yes.
And I could not do that. And wow, just to deliver like information like that, it's
that's a lot.
Do that. I feel guilty.
Right. And then like to make it worse, after you tell them that they have COVID, they are like, oh, so have you been in contact with anyone else since
you got to do the whole questionnaire, right?
Yeah, I have to do the whole questionnaire, and they have to give me their information as well.
Jesus
Christ. So I had to get out of there real quick.
Well, it's good that you didn't stay there for too long, because jobs like that it's temporary, and what I really like is that it didn't take you, super long to find your career. Like some people it take years. Not that I'm saying that anyone is lacking behind, because no one is ever lacking behind when it comes to finding a career. As long as you're working towards acquiring that, as long as you're taking those steps, then it's all good. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I'm proud of you. People big up on yourself. You guys got it. It's never the end of the world.
Facts.
You see?
Everybody has their own journey. Everybody doesn't go the same route. Some people may have to take a gap year and do something else before getting back on the horse and pursuing their dreams and their goals. So
exactly. And to trace back to what we were saying, like, you really find your true self. Your true self, I could say that. Yeah, your true self in your undergrad years regarding, career choices. You know what I'm saying? Because before college, I wanted to do sports management. I wanted to be a sports journalist also, like that. Wow. Yeah, like Stephen A. Smith and them boy, the Max Kellerman,
those commentators.
Yeah, them people that give my critique on athlete and certain situation what happen in a game. But it's like, everything just happens for a reason. Like,
it does.
You have these hidden talents and you could put them to use. You know what I'm saying? So, like, public speaking was my hidden talent, because I never really got nervous talking in front of people. You know what I'm saying?
Which is like a huge thing.
Which is a common thing. Like, everybody's like, oh, I'm going to go last when I present. When it's my turn, when we present, I'm going to go last. Like, me, bro, like, I wanted to go. I don't care which order I went. But there was this one time where I volunteered to go first to see, like, it feel like. Yeah. You know? And it's like, the entire time I was presenting, big smile on my face. I was... As always, like, you know what I'm saying? Big smile on my face, and then I'm just talking about, what was it? I think it was related to Black History Month. I think I was talking about Jackie Robinson, and rest in peace, Jackie Robinson. You see me? Me talk about him, and it's like I was happy to speak about him because I appreciated, like, you know, the accomplishments that he made.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not that I was into baseball or anything like that, but it's the Negro League. You see? Because baseball now. Who play baseball the most now? Dominican Republic, man.
Spanish people.
Dominican Republic. And they say República Dominicana in Spanish.
Okay, he know a little Spanish.
I can't do the dance right now. Yeah, man. I try. No, man. Bachata are merengue. Yeah, man. I try merengue for a seat, but yeah. But the point is that, you know, it was comfortable for me. You know, I wasn't nervous. I mean, I was in front of people that I knew, but, you know, as time went along, I like practice it more, you know, because we were assigned group project and individual project. And, you know, when you get to college, when you take college classes, these people aren't your friends. They're like just people that's taking the class trying to get the same grades as you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's true.
But still, like, it still didn't like hit me. Like, I wasn't like nervous or anything like that. I took a speech class. Yo, I didn't even read off my outline. I winged my speech. Right there, you know what I'm saying? I winged that shit. Of course, I studied like, what I'ma say.
Right, the little bullet points.
Yeah, little point where me I make, but yo, like, I make sure say, yo, I'ma say this, say that, and then hand movements, gestures, eye contact. You know, those were like the key roles to making sure the presentation is successful. For real. You know what I'm saying? So
eye contact is so huge.
Super
like,
important.
If you're looking at the card or you're looking at your little, I don't even know what it is, but like your notebook or whatever that has your notes, and you're not giving eye contact to the audience, that's a dub. Like,
they're
nobody
gonna look
listen
away.
to you.
Yeah, they're gonna look away. Like, well, he's not looking at me. Like, how am I gonna get the message if he's not directing the message towards me?
Exactly. Like, does he really know the information? You know, like, when you're studying for so long, you don't need notes. Like, yeah, you will read the bullet points or whatever, but like, that's your guide. That shouldn't be everything you should be looking at during a presentation.
Exactly. Yo, so the fact that I noticed that was my hidden talent, yo, I started like getting more comfortable with it and started like initiating myself in more stuff. Hence dancehall competition 2019. Big up Jamsa. Jamsa people, big up on yourself. Nas, big up yourself. Coco, big up yourself. Blessing, big up yourself.
Big up to everyone.
Yeah, no, because those are like, I would say those like the key people that kind of like push me more into like, you know, keep the show going.
Yo, that's good. Like, having that circle that sees the talent within you and encourage you to use it, you know, like, that's huge. Cause
big up Dexter Daps too, him perform still. Yeah, even though breaking news wasn't out at that time, I couldn't. Cause if breaking news was out at that time, would I take the mic and say, "I'm not right for you, me think you need for left." But I joke me, I make, but big up yourself.
It's great to have people in your circle that knows your hidden talents and wants you to be better than where you are now. Yeah. So, like, public speaking, just being out there in front of people, when the opportunity arises, you should have friends that like, yo, this is your moment to do that. Like, do it now because you might miss that opportunity.
Exactly. You're definitely going to miss it and you're going to have regrets, you see. Yep. And nobody wants to have regrets, trust me.
That's true.
Definitely. But we're going to wrap it up. Y'all know I'm busy. Congratulations again on your success. We are all very proud of you. Big up to all the black OTs out there. Facts, we are definitely proud of what you are doing. Not all heroes wear capes. I applaud you guys for that. Jesus Christ. Big up on the bumbo clot self same way.
We don't wear capes, but we definitely wear masks and freaking face
And
shields.
face
So,
shield.
like,
Face shield.
it's wild.
It's like a double mask.
It is.
Pretty much. Does that bother you that you have to do all that?
It sometimes does because my patients are older adults, so they don't really see that well either. So they don't really know what I look like.
True.
But, you get used to it.
Yeah. Jaja. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll just survive day by day.
Yeah. Take one day at a time.
One day at a time, people. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, tell the people where they can find you on social media.
Sure. So, to find me, I'm mostly on Instagram. So, you can find me on Instagram. My main page is Ambeezyy. AMBEEZYY with 2 underscores. Then my fitness page is Thick and Fit. There's a period between each one, so thick, period, am, period, fit. And then my podcast, definitely give it a follow. Take a listen to it. It's going to be really dope. It's Reaching Your Potential. So reaching, period, your, period, potential.
Now, in potential, OT is capitalized.
Facts. So
because it's OT based.
boom.
And it's a very good podcast. Very great listen, you know what I'm saying? Yo, the gems are dropped there. Yo,
every single time, man.
She's interviewed doctors. Doctor. You know what I'm saying?
Doctors,
to interview
man.
Someone with doctor in their name. Nah, I don't know. I'd lose it. You know what I'm saying? I'd lose it if I'm interviewing someone with doctor in their name. Is he Sona Kiki?
Look at the light.
And the sun.
Nice light.
More light. But yes, people, that is the millennial view. Sprint Ravers alongside Ambeezyy. You see me? Thank you again for your support. Thank you again for listening. New subscribers, big up on yourself. Hello. And goodbye. Cause I'm out.